I'm Aveline, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So before we get started with today's build, because yes, we are doing another build, of course, I would like to say a massive thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. So if you don't know what Skillshare is, I am glad I get to introduce you to them because they are an online learning community with over thousands of classes for curious and creative people. On Skillshare, you can explore your creativity, discover new skills, or maybe even improve skills that you already have. Skillshare offer classes in, for example, video editing and other Adobe programs than Premiere Pro as well. They also offer classes in interior design, creative writing, how to make a career out of your creativity, and much, much more. A class that I've personally enjoyed quite a lot and that I know I've mentioned to you guys before is Plants at Home, How to Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space by Christopher Griffin, also known as Plant Queen. Because I'm telling you, if you have plants, this class is amazing. I just love his attitude so much. He's so passionate about plants and I just love to see it. So I highly recommend that class. And since Skillshare is made for learning, there are no ads to interrupt you while you're taking a class. Plus, they continuously launch new premium classes, so there's always something new to learn and explore. You can find the link to Skillshare at the top of the description box, and the first 1,000 people who click on the link will receive 1 month of free trial to Skillshare Premium, so I highly recommend that you go check it out. It's an awesome page, an awesome community, lots of things to explore and learn, and it is definitely worth checking out, so yeah. But thank you again so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, although most importantly, thank you to you guys for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all so much. Now, let's get started with today's video. So today we are building not a tiny house. This is built on a 30 by 20 in Evergreen Harbor, and it's one of the, I wouldn't say this is an eco home, but it's definitely, it will suit the other houses that I've built in the same area. Let's put it like that. It's the kind of vibe that I like with, it's like Scandi vibes, but then you have a little bit of the eco lifestyle vibe to it as well. I really like that, so I wanted to build something like it again. I came across this house on Pinterest as per usual, and it's actually from a Polish building project. I think I've built one of their houses before. I forgot what it's called right now. Domu or something? I've forgotten. But I built one of their houses before, like ages ago, and I am fairly certain that they've taken inspiration from Scandinavian architecture, because a lot of these houses I feel like I've seen around in Denmark, so that's why I am taking the liberty, creative liberty, or whatever, however you want to put it, to call this a Scandinavian home, because to me this looks like something that you could find here. So it's supposed to be a Scandinavian home for a couple. In real life, in this kind of house, there would be several bedrooms on the second floor, but I couldn't fit it in because, you know, with loft rooms and such, it's a little bit difficult to add doors and, well, not doors, but walls, so you can split up the space and then add doors. So I just decided to make it one loft bedroom for the couple living in this house. I also, because I saw a comment asking if I could do a house for a yoga instructor, I almost thought I said yogurt instructor. For a second there, I genuinely thought I had. Anyway, I'm probably not going to do that simply because I don't know how to go about that, but I did include a little, not a yoga studio here, but they do have, the garage is basically converted into a yoga space, so there's a couple of mats in there. There's also one of the stools, the meditation stools, and at least I try to make it look like they probably converted the garage. So the garage used to be a garage, but then they have added a new wall, and also the flooring is different because I feel like doing yoga on like cement, that just sounds a little bit like it would not be comfortable. So I decided to add tiles instead, although I'm pretty sure that also doesn't sound very comfortable. But then again, I've not been to a yoga class for a very long time. I just know that the mats they use are not the thickest, so I don't know. Hopefully it's okay, but that's basically what that situation is. I just wanted to, as per usual, not use the garage for garage purposes because honestly, what is the point? We don't have cars in The Sims, but I still like to decorate with cars outside. So the interior is usually I'll turn the garage into either another bedroom or a guest room, or in this case, sometimes I'll turn it into like a home gym. Sometimes it's more like a game room or a hobby room. I just usually don't just leave it as a garage as you would probably do in real life. If you're not really using your garage much, you'd probably just use your garage for like storage space, I suppose, or something. I don't really know. It's been a while since I've lived in a house with a garage, I'm not gonna lie. But my childhood home had one, but the house that I lived in after that did not, and now I live in an apartment. So I don't really know. But I feel like turning in Sims builds that don't necessarily have to be, you know, super realistic or whatever. It's okay to kind of play around with the space a little bit, so I often turn them into something else. So yeah, and today it was inspired by that comment, it was for someone who likes yoga. Not an instructor necessarily, but someone who likes yoga. There's a couple of candles in there as well, along with some speakers too, because as far as I remember, there's like Zen music, at least where I used to do yoga. I've only done it like 3 times, okay? So I'm not an expert in any way whatsoever. Just want to flat out admit that, none. But it's because it's usually at odd hours. I'm nocturnal. I cannot get up at 6 a.m. to go to yoga, but that's usually when they do yoga at the gym close by. So it's either like really early in the morning or around 8-9 p.m., which is when I'm usually recording something or editing. So that's my like productive hour. I can't give that up for a yoga class, but I do think it's super relaxing and good for your body, and there's meditation involved and all that, so I would love to be able to go again. I have a friend who really loves to go to heat yoga, which just sounds very sweaty, but you know, that's if she loves to do that, I fully support it. I just don't like to, I don't know, I don't like the thought of sweating that much during yoga. That might just be me, but anyway. So enough talk about yoga. I don't know, it's a subject that I literally never come across. Oh, by the way, in my voiceovers, I forgot to finish that sentence. But also, by the way, for some reason, when I shut down the game and then opened it again to take screenshots, there were stuff missing in my house or in this house, which is not mine. It's a Scandinavian couple's house, but anyway, it's by creation, it's fine. But, oh yeah, and there were also in the loft bedroom, the floor was missing. I don't really know what happened there, because it was fine the day before. When I saved it to my tray files, it was fine. When I saved it to my library is what I mean. So that was kind of weird, that it just sort of disappeared overnight when the computer was shut off and everything. I don't know what happened there. But if there are any issues like that in the uploaded version, please let me know. I try to go around and add all the stuff that was missing. It was mainly clutter pieces, but there were also a couple of shelving units here and there. And, you know, I'm not a perfect human being. I might miss a few things here and there. So if there's anything missing, I would love to know. Also because I do put these up on my Patreon as tray files and I just need everything to be okay. But like I said, I might miss a couple of things. So if there's anything missing, please let me know so that I can update both the library version but also the Patreon version, just to make sure that everything is okay. Alright? So, yeah, just let me know. It's weird, because sometimes it's the terrain, actually, often it's the terrain paint that goes missing, but I've never had that many items missing all of a sudden. And also the flooring just disappearing for no reason whatsoever. I didn't actually notice until I started taking the screenshots, because I noticed the ceiling was gone and I could see the bed just kind of floating in the air. It was so weird. But, hopefully everything looks fine to you guys. I hope I managed to catch everything, but really, if I didn't, please let me know. And also, I've playtested the crucial parts around the house, such as the loft bedroom, and everything should be fine. I actually had a couple of issues figuring out how to do the layout because, you probably saw that just before, because the staircase was super annoying. And it was super annoying to place down. I don't know, I just could not figure it out. But I think I like the layout as it is here at the end. It was not inspired by what the original layout looked like, because I did see the floor plan. The only thing we have in common, I think, is actually the kitchen placement and the living room placement, and then the shape of the house, obviously. But the upstairs had a lot of bedrooms, and usually, you guys know because we've had this discussion before, but I also prefer when Sims walk into the kitchen rather than the living room. It's just, to me, as a Scandinavian, it just makes more sense. The thing that would make even more sense is if there was a hallway, but there isn't, so... But I usually place the kitchen first before placing down the living room, so you enter the kitchen. If you don't enter into a hallway, you'll enter into the kitchen. I've only done the other one a couple of times because honestly I still don't fully get it, but that's fine. That's just because I'm from somewhere else in the world, so it's completely okay. So as for the interior in this house, I did try to keep it toned down because I just wanted to live out those Zen vibes or whatever, but I also added a little bit of color, so you'll see some mint throughout this house, actually both in the bedroom upstairs but also down here. I think I added a couple of accented walls as well that were mint as well. I almost said pink. That would have been a lot. Pink and mint. I've done several builds like that before, but I don't think I could pull it off in a house this big. I feel like that would be too much, like too much contrasty pastel color, but I don't know. But I really wanted to add just a little bit of color that wasn't completely overpowering, like the blue. That couch, by the way, is from Discover University, and it comes in some very, very vibrant colors, such as the blue, the red, and also the yellow. So I love the pink one. It's so cute, but also the mint one. So I was close to going for the pink one, and actually also the blue, but the blue was a little bit overpowering, like I said before. So I ended up going with the mint one, and then I recalled that there is a wallpaper from Spa Day, which is also mint, not the exact same shade of it, but close enough. So I figured that would kind of, in that way, I'd be able to, or by using that wallpaper, I'd be able to carry the color throughout the entire build. So that's the color that we're going with. But there is a little bit. I know it's not a lot, but there is a little bit. See, baby steps, okay? Baby steps. But to be honest, in my opinion, this house doesn't scream like it would have a lot of color in it anyway. I don't know. I feel like people who build these, or who build these kind of houses, me, people who own these kinds of houses have a very toned down kind of approach to color schemes. Does that make sense? I just feel like they would maybe, like I've said before, if they really wanted to go wild, they would add some beige or something. I'm basically just talking about myself, so don't think I'm trying to shade on anyone or throw shade at anybody. I'm really not. People have different tastes, and that's completely okay. I prefer more toned down interiors, whereas others go crazy with the orange walls and stuff, and I really admire them for doing that. So I think I've said that a couple of times before. I think I've phrased it actually in a way like, if you have an orange wall in your house, you are a brave person, which was a compliment, by the way, but no one took it as anything negative anyway, so. But there was actually someone in the comment who was like, we do in our house, and they sent me a picture and it looked so good, so yeah. Some people can just pull off that stuff. I don't know. I would not be able to, but it really did look good. I think it was the time that I mentioned an orange wall, orange interior, because I don't know, orange to me, I know this is completely ironic because I'm ginger, but orange to me is just not, it's not one of my favorite colors. Let's just put it like that. So I'm a little bit scared of it. I don't know. It's kind of, I have a weird relationship with orange. It's fine. I know some of you are probably looking at the kitchen and the floor and thinking, Rosa, you're using a lot of orange in this interior. What are you talking about? That's wood tones. I know it leans on orange or leans against orange or however you put that, but it's still wood tones, so it's not completely orange, okay? But as long as it's like wood tone orange, I'm good. As soon as it's orange, I am scared. That's basically it. So anyway, this video is up a little bit late today. I have been obsessively watching true crime videos. I'm just gonna admit it. It's fine. I don't have a problem. So I just needed to spend a big portion of my Friday watching true crime while eating my Friday candy like a grown up. So you know, it's also October, so we need the spooky vibes and everything. And horror movies don't really scare me anymore. So not that true crime videos do, but I don't know. Also, I added some, I try to play around with the modular pieces here just to try something new. Oops, I think I just scratched the microphone. I'm so sorry if you heard that. But I try to play around with the modular pieces to do something new with them that I hadn't put together before. So I also added a couple of shelves. I found out that the bookcase, or I've noticed this for some time now, but the bookcase bit that I put in the middle, you know when you put it up against the wall or in the corner of the whatever, it just the wall, the right or the left side kind of disappears into the wall, and that's super annoying. So I decided to place it in the middle and then just go from there. I like how this turned out. I know it's a lot of books considering we are in the dining room area, but I don't mind it. I lived in a house where we had books literally everywhere. So talked about this before. Books are welcome just about everywhere. It's completely fine. I imagine that they're not like fiction books, they're more like non-fiction books in this area. So maybe they have a lot of like designer books or art books or photography books, or, you know, those kind of like Taschen books, those kinds, but in smaller versions that they could actually have display on shelves like that. Those are the kinds of books I feel like they would have in the dining room. You get me? So basically coffee table books, but without them being coffee table books. Yeah, okay. And then bathroom, super interesting. It's just a very small, tiny bathroom, you know, as per usual. I don't really care too much about them, but they have the essentials. I try to match the sink with the door as well. I actually placed down laundry machines in this house. I've been not forgetting to, but purposely leaving them out for a bit, simply because, I don't know, I feel like they haven't fit into a lot of the houses that I've been building lately. But then they had this little situation, this little corner room that you kind of have to walk through to get to the garage. So I figured it would be a good place to place them down there. And I also gave them a storage unit, played around with some of the towels. There's a lot of new swatches from the update that we got a couple of weeks ago as well. And just wanted to do something with that as well. So they have this little storage unit here, which made sense outside of the bathroom, but also in the room next to the spa. Spa? What? Yoga room. It's not a spa room, okay? No, not a spa room. I really surprised myself by saying spa. I don't know if you noticed, but I was like, spa? What? Where did that come from? Anyway, I don't know, it just came out. Whatever. But it's not a spa room, it's a yoga room. So it just made sense that they would have some towels and stuff and maybe some water bottles or whatever you need after a yoga class in these cabinets out here. So yeah, and then of course, as per requested by you as well, I decided to place down the hampers next to the laundry machines, which in real life would not make much sense unless you want to walk through the entire house or apartment every time you need to throw something in the laundry basket. I don't think that makes sense in real life, but I don't know how your houses work. It doesn't make sense in mine. It just doesn't. So I suppose it could be different for you. But in the game, apparently it's really nice for gameplay purposes. So there you go. The hampers are both next to the laundry machines and also next to the bathroom. I will say in my defense, when it comes to the tiles in this newly renovated garage turned into not a spa room, but a yoga room, I will say, in my defense, in my mind, they were heated tiles as well, so it would probably be really nice just lying there for meditation after being done with your class. Do you get what I mean? Because it wouldn't be cold and a hard surface, it would be warm but still a hard surface. But then on top of the mat, you'll be fine, hopefully. I don't really know. So I left in the garage door thinking that, you know, this would kind of be like, you could see now that it's a renovated garage. I tried to place down these candles. It looked really weird. I took them out. Don't worry, it does not end up looking like that. But I desperately wanted to keep the garage door because it's still a garage. It's just not fully renovated. They haven't changed the garage door, so it's still there. But maybe you could do that in the future if you want to. I just felt like I needed to somehow leave something in that would make it look like it's a renovated garage, but it's still a garage. Yeah, I'm making sense. So the garage door stayed, but you know, other than that, it should be renovated and ready for yoga purposes. I feel like I just explained that 3 times and I'm still not sure that I explained it in a way that made sense, but I'm gonna move on before it bugs me even more. Anyway, so we are working on the bedroom now. I was watching Knives Out while building this, so whenever, do you guys ever get like, if you ever watch movies while you're playing on a Switch, or if you have 2 monitors and you're watching something while you're building something, or I don't know, whatever, and then you revisit the game or the build that you're working on and you suddenly get flashes of this movie or TV series or video that you were watching at the same time. Do you get that? Because I do. I do that a lot. So I was watching Knives Out while building this, especially while decorating the bedroom upstairs and also doing the landscaping outside. It was really good. It makes me want to read the book called The Inheritance Games, which is a bit more child-friendly. It's not a children's book. Let's say young adult book. It's a bit more young adult friendly than the movie was. Not that the movie was horror. How do you say that? Brutal in any way whatsoever. Definitely not. It was really entertaining. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I can't believe I have not watched it until now, but the only thing I regret is not watching it sooner. It was really good, so I highly recommend. When I say watch the movie while I'm decorating, by the way, I don't mean I'm literally sitting here watching it while I'm, like, you can't do that. I just kind of have it running on my other monitor while I'm building. Does that make sense? I used to do the same with Supernatural quite a lot. Supernatural is set on pause for me. I'll get back to it eventually. I don't remember what season I'm on, maybe like 11 or something. So we still got a couple of seasons to go. In the meantime, I am trying to watch other stuff. And by watch, I mean just have it running on my other monitor while I'm focusing on my primary monitor. But that's usually how I do things when I decorate. So just to have something entertaining on the other screen while I'm sitting here and creating stuff or editing stuff or whatever I'm doing. So it's just, I don't know, I like background noise. So as for the backyard, I tried to keep the same theme that I went for the little path leading up to the house, with these framed in areas with a little bit of greenery as well. And then of course I gave them the pool, and because I figured if they're yoga people, what are the chances that they like to do Zen stuff such as planting stuff outside too? So I gave them some plant pots as well. I figured that would be fitting, but honestly, I don't really know. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't. I don't know. You could definitely turn that area into whatever you want it to be. I always said if you want there to be like a kid living in this house, you could turn it into a sand pit, but I don't know where you'd fit in the kid into the house because the floor plan does not really make that possible, but you guys are very creative. I'm sure you could come up with a solution. So they have this little planting area down here, or gardening area, I would say, and I think that is the last bit that I add. Oh yeah, they also get an outdoors grill with a table as well, which can seat up to 4 people. So they could have like a friendly couple visiting, or maybe one of the Sims' parents or something. So yeah. But that is basically it for this house. I think I just make some minor adjustments and that should pretty much be about it. So I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover now. If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below. If you like either Roblox videos or lifestyle videos such as vlogs or videos where people just rant about books, check out my other channels. Both of those will also be linked to in the description box down below. I think it's through the link tree, so if you want to check out the channels, go check out the link tree. It says link.tree or something. I don't know what the link is called, but it's something like that. Anyway, and then also thank you again so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
I've been trying for so long, looking for someone who wants me to. how I used to be. I always thought that love was made for me. Oh well, I was just as blue-eyed as the sky could ever be. Loving you has made me realize I'm so tired of love songs. Life never turns out the way they do. I've been trying for so long, looking for someone who wants me to. I've heard every cliche there is, and none of them make sense. I'm so tired of love songs. I'm sick and tired of love songs. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of love songs. Sick and tired of love songs. Even when my tears